Today we had on real estate agent and YouTube legend Javier Vidana. He talks about how he grew his YouTube channel to over 140,000 subscribers, how to take advantage of a viral video, and what it's going to take in 2023 to grow a successful YouTube channel.
The Broke Agent presents Over Ask Podcast.
Javier, hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being on here.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for inviting me. I'm a big fan. I've been following you guys for a while, and this is good to be back. I really appreciate a content creator that has this shit together. I love when they have a good mic, a good video, and I can just tell there's someone in this room that just has their stuff together. So thank you.
Right.
Look,
yeah.
fellas, Hanukkah is right around the corner. The setup is on its way. Hanukkah Harry, which is our Santa Claus, is delivering me a new mic, a new camera, a new studio, everything. It's going to be electric.
Are you sure?
Makes sense. I mean, this guy's been around longer than both of us making content, and he has the worst. What's up with that camera and mic?
Yeah, well, you know what? People listen to the episode. Hey, if you enjoy the setup, throw this video a like right now. If you enjoy Javier's, Javier has the ultimate YouTuber setup, the perfect lighting, perfect mic.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate that.
The basic filter.
I might have to re-say that. I'm not sure if they can hear Eric with that shitty mic.
Hello.
Oh,
all right, but Javier, this isn't about Eric's bad setup right now. Hanukkah Harry is gonna hook him up apparently, so we'll wait and see for that. But I want to get into this because you are a YouTube master, it seems, and you're a bit of a silent killer in this industry, and I mean that in a good way. You've kind of flown under the radar. And you're one of the YouTube OGs. You have 144,000 subscribers. And let's just dive right into it. How the hell did you get that many followers or subscribers on YouTube? And how long have you been doing this for?
Well, first of all, I want to appreciate that comment because the silent killer is the best way of having me described. Because you can definitely take that another way. I'm very to myself, and I'm not the best marketer when it comes to myself. So when people like tend to find me, they go, holy crap, this guy's like, oh my God, like I've never heard of this guy. But then there's people that have like a tenth of my size that are out there plugging themselves, right? So I appreciate that. And I mean, how it all started is, I mean, I'm 29 now. I guess I'm not that young anymore. But in school growing up, I mean, I grew up on YouTube, you know, back in the day, the Shane Dawson days, Smosh days. Like I just watched everything religiously. And I mean, if you want to ask my therapist, it's for other reasons, but I personally have always wanted to like I like to perform. I like to perform for crowds. I'm a musician. I play classical guitar. So for me, you know, I kind of got into the real estate biz just like it's a job, you know. And then I've always just tried to find a way to creatively express myself in front of an audience. I wasn't playing music anymore. So I was just, you know, slowly it would seep out in different ways. And I would try channels. I would do the real estate podcast. I would do like the vlogs. I would try all these different things and none of it worked until I just decided to not try. I just put the veil down. I just spoke directly and honestly, not expecting results. And to this day, I'm still riding this wave that I have no idea how it got created, but I'm going to try pushing it as much as I can before people find out I'm a fraud.
So you're definitely not a fraud. Everyone go take a look at this guy's channel right now. You have videos, 800,000 views, tons of videos with hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of views. So you've been doing it right for years now. So when you started the channel, did you do it to help your real estate business, or was it to do something on the side to possibly monetize that? Like, what was your thinking going into it?
That's a great question. The intention was never to create leads. The intention was never to create the real estate business. Like I was telling you earlier, I just needed an outlet. I had practiced by the time I had my first video that did well, I had spent hundreds and thousands of hours just creating dumb videos that got one view, but you know, spending late nights like learning how to edit, learning how to put a shot together, which is the right mic to buy, which is the right setup to buy, all that. I just spent so much time.
Well,
yeah, Eric missed that. Yeah. Eric missed that tutorial.
Since you took the hours to do that, just call me after this and tell me exactly what I need to do.
So
late nights.
But by the time I got my first video that actually hit, like I had already invested so much time in it, and I just like it's hard to explain, man. I just have this thing in me that I've always just wanted to entertain people, and somehow I found the right voice to do it, if you will, in real estate. The leads and the business growth was kind of like a side after effect. And even now, there's been times in my career where I like really focus on building leads or more of a hold on, lost losing focus.
Oh,
There you
look
go.
at that, huh?
Oh, the setup.
Your
He's
When
got
you
a
have
camera
such
seems
a
to have
when you have such a
malfunctioned,
nice
everyone.
camera, when you have such a nice camera, that happens sometimes. So I apologize. But anyways, yeah, it just found a way to seep out. And like I said, there's times in my career where I focus on lead growth, and that's always bit me in the butt. It's almost like when you don't try to generate business, people like you, they follow you, and they want to work with you. And the best time I've created leads actually is when I didn't have a lead generation website, when I didn't have like what are those called, the systems and
Lead
the email,
magnets,
yeah, all that stuff. The best time is when I just
tripwires.
had a contact me form on the website on the link I didn't even have on my bio. It just people
Yeah.
would Google me. They find me on YouTube and they would Google me and they want to work with me. Once I started putting all those websites and different avenues for people to sign up, the lead gen actually went down, and which I find very interesting.
Yeah. I always said that too. I always found that I worked best like when I almost didn't care about the
Yeah.
outcome almost. Like it's just like you're doing it because you want to do it and whatever happens kind of happens. So that video, how long into your YouTube kind of career did it take for you to get that one that hit? And what do you think was the difference between everything prior to that to the video that eventually did hit and kind of made it all take off?
The video's still up. For anyone that wants to go watch it, it's you go to channel and then you search by oldest and you look it up. It's like I think it was how much is it actually costed by a house or whatever. What hit? I think I made that I spoke about a topic that was very a hot button at that point, because the reason why I made that video is because I was on Facebook being a jealous butthole, just looking at all these agents producing leads like crazy, because they would be at that time. I don't know if you guys remember those days. It was really hot to get like a website like a BoomTown, which I have BoomTown. I love BoomTown, by the way. You have it.
BoomtownROI.com/overask. That's
Link in the
fantastic.
description. Yeah,
Yeah.
There you
that's our
go.
sponsor right there.
I love them. I have their concierge service. I actually work with their lead referral division at homeandmoney.com too. I'm one of their biggest partners, so love them.
Awesome.
There you
So
go.
yeah, getting a website like that and then plugging up one house and then putting a lot of ad money into it and just specifically focusing on an area and just push that house. And then people would say, buy this house for $1,000 a month, zero down. And it was completely false. But what I hated was in the comments, there was like 100 people saying, I'm interested. Message me. What do I do to get this, etc. So being a jealous hater, I was like, okay, I don't like this. People, who am I going to blame? The agent who's clearly violating some kind of rules, or am I blaming the clients who are just not educated? So I turn on my camera and just being a hater, I spoke directly to those clients, just like, this is the actual cost of buying a house. This, and I did it in a way, I guess, that's easy to understand. And 2-3 months later, I checked, nothing's going on. I check again, there's 100 views. And the next thing I know, there's 1,000 views, and there's a 5,000 views, and I just kind of carried that momentum. My problem and my biggest mistake that I regret is I tried to replicate or create another video that hit as big. But now how I understand YouTube is YouTube liked this video. What I should have done was created a sequel to that video or something along the same like bubble. That way, since YouTube likes this, they can use the same audience being created by this video to plug other videos. But what I was trying to do was create a copy of it with another topic, which was my biggest mistake. So, for anyone out there, if you get a video that hits, make a copy, make a sequel, like something that feeds off of it. That's probably the biggest thing I regret not doing.
With that sequel, would you actually use a similar title and say like part 2 or a follow-up? Like, what do you mean by
No.
sequel? Okay.
So there's like I don't know. There's like always a natural. So anytime you make a video, at least I try to, you kind of have an idea of where you want people to go to next. So YouTube tends to, I mean, at the end of the day, they're ad serving company. They want to serve people more ads, and they need to serve you ads because by retaining your attention. If YouTube sees that people watch your video full length, and then people are clicking on other videos that are yours from that specific video, they're going to the algorithm will reward that video and say this video attracts audiences, right? So then normally when you make these videos, what you want to do is you want to plug something, have an idea of what you want to plug next. If it's a previous video that does well, plug that. So for example, that video did really well for me. What I should have done for the next following 2 years is anytime I made any video or surrounding down payment or closing costs. By the way, guys, if you're interested in just getting a breakdown of what the costs of buying a house are, check out this video, you know, blah, 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 right? Now that video would have been on steroids, just like the Liver King, right? It would have had the algorithm feeding it, and it would have had my new views from the videos I'm creating feeding it. And what you're doing is you're creating these little, you know, these little like big videos that are just working and producing more for you, and the new videos are kind of feeding it even more and more. So the sequel, I don't know what that sequel would have been, but it would have been, I probably should have mentioned it at the end of that video, and it would have been something in the same space that you have to kind of just put some brain power in and kind of think of.
That's genius, because what we're doing right now in our YouTube channel is basically at the end of each video, it says previous or next. But are you saying that that should be like, say I do a Marketing Monday video on like Instagram strategy, those videos below should be still about marketing strategy, right? And you could actually choose which ones go in those slots. Like at the end of each video, there's like that final slide. And then it's usually this is what's next, or this is what was just uploaded, but it's all the recent videos.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, because if you ever look at your YouTube studio and look at retention, there's a sharp drop after. As soon as you start saying, all right, guys, think, or there's a near conclusion, there's a sharp drop. So you want to, like, how long have you guys had YouTube videos for? Is this something new, or?
I mean, I've been doing YouTube videos for like 7 years when I started The Broke Agent, but those started as like comedy videos and just like skits. And then we had like a couple shows, and then basically Over Ask was kind of like the comeback of the Broke Agent YouTube channel. Now we have 4 other podcasts, and then marketing tactics and agent tactics on the channel. So there's a lot going on.
The reason I ask is because when you start a channel, your first maybe a few months is just trying to find one that hits right with the audience, one that people resonate to, and it might be completely in a different direction. Like, Matt, I don't know if skits were your original thing, but what I probably imagine happened is you were just making different videos. The skit happened to do a little better, and that's what you just hyper focused on. Same thing on YouTube. You're gonna just make variety, and then you'll notice one of them hits. Maybe you're like, for me, people liked hearing me talk about data and numbers, so that's what hit for me. So now once you find one that hits, now you understand. Now what you do is anytime you make another video, you plug that video. And you don't do it in a way where like a video pops up like your editor shouldn't plug it for you. You should plug it. So at the end, by the way, this reminds you, I have a really great video. I think you guys should really check out. Some people are getting a lot of value and benefit from it. Check it out here. Let me know what you think. And, you know, so it has to be I mean, you got to sell, but you can't do it in a way where it's like the pop up. Don't let YouTube push you. Don't let the editor push it for you. You have to push it in an authentic way. So that way you're creating another essentially source for the views of that video. And like I said, the more of these guys, like there's like a lot of great YouTubers that do this, but what they're doing is they're not finding the new videos that explode. They have their heavy hitters that they continue to promote, and that's what feeds their channel.
That's interesting. We've never really heard that kind of strategy before on here. So you can have almost like, say, 5 videos that really blew up, and then base
and keep pushing
all your content around that.
Yeah, because we're
5 ideas.
Because we're trying so hard to get YouTube to like our dads, please love us. Like, you give us affection, give us respect. but we have videos in the past that are getting love, and YouTube likes them, and the audience likes them. So let's drive traffic to those and make those even, because YouTube is going to start seeing even more views going to it, and then it's going to push that. And the thing is, if you have 2 or 3 heavy hitters, you're like, well, I'm afraid of the exposure. Well, YouTube's already doing the work, and the algorithm likes this video and is getting you exposure. Let it keep doing its thing. They will eventually see the newer ones. And next thing you'll know is you'll have newer videos that kick off. Well, now you start finding out your different niches. So you might have one data-oriented video pop up. For you guys, you might have a marketing one pop off. Now you have this specific niche. Anytime you make a video about specific marketing, you push that one. Or now how to make a skit one pops up. Now that's the one you push, and you just kind of try to find your liver kings in my mind right now. Your liver kings, and keep feeding steroids into them, and they get real jacked. And then now your YouTube is just working for you.
I love that. I mean, we should be doing this with Overask too, because we've had some other
Yeah.
YouTube ones, which you should check out in the description. Is that what I should be saying, Javier? These are in
Oh
the
man,
description or they're popping up.
that's a boomer. That's some boomer stuff right there,
So,
man.
okay. So it should just pop up and it can play right there, right?
It
No,
should,
Tell me
no,
how
at
this
this
works.
point, Eric, at this point, it should actually physically pop up in your hand while you're talking right
That's
now.
what I'm thinking right now.
that
So, like,
would
so
be
what I'm
funny.
saying, you know, check out this YouTube right here. This
It's not
Overask
there.
episode we did. Well, the editors are going to put it in, right? With
No, it's
Ken
actually
Kozak,
on.
also about
You want to
YouTube.
use the YouTube's native platform, which YouTube doesn't have. That you're thinking of annotations, which they got rid of like a decade ago.
Right.
Like YouTube now, what they do is like they have a little banner that pops up when you
Yes.
talk.
Right.
So you don't have to
Okay.
be like, guys, go check out this video. Everybody, no, just like that reminds you of this really great video that we made that's helping a lot of people. Blah blah blah. Meanwhile, as you're talking, it pops up on the video. It's not your editor; it's the actual YouTube native. Like it pops up for like 5 or 4 seconds, and then it pops away. And then
Now-
people. Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it. Sorry, it's just something.
No, I
popped in my
forgot what I
head.
was going to say.
Oh, sorry about that. Now, would you do it? Because I've seen this before. Would you collab with someone else? So do a video that someone else did and be like, by the way, Eric, the broke agent, had a great video on this. Go check that out. And then he does the same in return for you. And then, you know what I mean? And then kind of
Yeah.
you get each other's subscribers.
Genius.
That's a good way of doing that. Yeah, because you have to be in sync. So there's a guy named Win the House You Love. Kyle Seagraves is one of my best friends. And essentially we don't share the same audience, but whenever we do that, we notice that what it does is it creates our mutual, like if there's a Venn diagram, the fans that are in the middle that know that there's like this bromance between us loves us more. But so if that doesn't create more audience, what it does is it kind of feeds into the lore or the story of the videos and the creator, and people get more invested with you. So if they find out that, like for example, you happen to be a friend of someone like that they also know and they weren't aware of that, that's just like it just does something in people's heads like, oh, that's awesome. I really love Matt now. I really love Eric now, you know?
Yeah, we're trying to
Yeah.
do that with you right now. That's why we're having you on. Is we're creating the Javier to Bam pipeline, the Bam to Javier
Yeah.
pipeline.
I mean,
You'll
my
get radicalized watching.
So
us.
now your next video, you're going to be like, you know what? I talked about this in a great podcast. And then you're going to send
Exactly.
all
And then you're gonna link
144,000
to
of those guys
podcast.
over here.
This has been one of my favorite podcasts I've been on, so I'll definitely be happy to do that. But my audience isn't realtors and lenders. If I have a video that I put on YouTube and I get nothing but realtors and lenders commenting how great a video was, I know that video failed because
that's our
because
audience.
that's not my core audience. That's
Yeah.
not my core audience. And I see people who post real estate videos and they they post it on Facebook or wherever and they're killing their videos. They're getting realtors going and watching those videos. That video is not hitting the right audience. For you guys, that's the right audience.
Yeah,
But
I was
for
going to
me-
ask. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was going to ask. Plugging links on Facebook. We've been told this is a no-no. How else are you promoting your YouTube videos through the other social media platforms? Are you plugging direct links? Are you plugging your channel? Or what's the best way to go about it?
Where did I hear this from? I think it might have been a friend of mine told me the way most people are on their phone, and if you have a link on your phone, if you click the YouTube, like if there's a YouTube video, let's say Matt's pushing, and you click on his bio, you click it, odds are the app won't come up. Odds are the browser would come up, and odds are is you're not logged into your browser. So YouTube is not going to really respect and honor that view and really count it or really feed the algorithm because it's this unknown person watching on an incognito browser, right? So I don't know if they're talking about Twitter or YouTube on that. I have to double check that. But the best way I would promote something on I never talked about the fact that I made YouTube videos on Instagram or Facebook until like I was over 100K. So I honestly would prefer you not to promote it and let YouTube algorithm do its thing. However, if you have to, I would put it with no link. I would put it just like, hey guys, go check out my new video on my channel. Let me know how it goes. Let them go on YouTube app. Let them on their profile search your name, search the name of the video, and let them feed the algorithm. But make sure it's your core audience. For you guys, your core audience is actually on Instagram, so that's great. For me, I get a bunch of realtors and my grandmas and aunts that follow me. I don't want them watching my videos, so I'm not going to plug my stuff.
Matt, what kind of things stand the test of time?
Beats me, Eric.
Well, I got a list for you right here. Twinkies, J-Lo, Ben Affleck, diamonds, the
Right.
Beatles.
Never
Well,
heard
you
of
could
them.
add your real estate success to that list when you partner with BoomTown, the #1 user rated real estate CRM in the game.
BoomTown was built to drive sustainable long-term success, Eric, no matter
Yeah.
the market. So if you're ready to put your best foot forward and build a real estate business that can stand the test of time, visit boomtownroi.com/overask. Plus, see how you can score $750 in free digital advertising now. Now that's boomtownroi.com/overask.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried this a couple times. Matt, I'm sure you've seen it maybe on the Broke Agent where I'll plug like a Marketing Monday and then an over ask will be right afterwards. And I'll just say, go ahead to the Broke Agent Media YouTube channel to check it out. And Ryan Pineda always preaches this also, where you should never plug a link, but only plug your channel, not a link to that channel, but just say for people to go there. So they're actually organically searching for it. So
Look up
looks
who
like
that
that
is.
is consistent, but our audiences, like Matt's audience is huge on Instagram. My audience is big on Instagram. So we want to direct people to this platform, but I guess just telling them to go there is the best way to go about it.
All right, I just looked up Ryan Pineda. The guy looks like literally like a realtor's wet dream, like how a realtor should be made.
Yeah, the guy's
Like,
got crazy hair. He's not the
I
only one
know.
that said this, by the way. Jeremy Knight, who we had on the podcast, also said
Oh, I know
this. He's a
Jeremy. He's
YouTube
cool
guy.
too.
Yeah. So speaking
High
of,
level local. Yeah, that guy does it really well.
I was going to ask you the high level local content. Did you do any Arizona specific content, or was it always kind of news based or more broad to the consumer?
Yeah, the interesting thing is I'm glad you don't know this. I have a local channel that just does local content. It's not called Javier Vidana, it's called something else. And that's doing its job to create leads for me. The way I did it, I created national educational. It wasn't my intention. I kind of just started making videos and it just went nationally. And that it's possible to do, but you're playing a different game. You're playing against people who are bringing in higher numbers, and it's a lot more difficult to get done. You probably won't get as much leads. Actually, funny enough, I got more leads from 500 subscribers to like 10,000 subscribers. I got more leads than I did from 10,000 to 50,000, let alone now over 100,000 subscribers. My leads do not come from my main channel anymore. They come from my local channel. So the bigger you get, it's not necessarily the best thing. So if you're doing it because you're crazy and you didn't get love as a child and now you have to find other ways to get love, 100% the national approach, it will be more difficult, but you will get more of an audience. You can do more creative things like live streams, like a Patreon, like I have, like a Discord, and just really be a content creator. But if you're just looking for those sweet, sweet leads, then the local based content like Jeremy Knight has, like others have, that's the best way to go. And if you're bringing quality content, you're going to help people, and you're going to attract the right clients for you.
For the record,
So-
I did know you had a secondary channel. I was just asking that for the audience. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, so did
Don't
I.
say the
Did
name.
my
Don't say the
research.
name.
I
Don't
didn't
say
know.
the name.
So you
Okay.
do the one, you try and blow up the one for kind of brand awareness. You can kind of go in a bunch of different directions with it, and then you go hyper local for the leads.
Exactly.
Would be, yeah. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that. And what are you doing on that hyper local channel? What type of content?
I call it the basic stuff, the basic realtor stuff. People, as they're talking about finding your liver kings, my liver king in the local content
You
is
need a different
data.
example. That's the second time you.
Dude, I just think of a
dropped Liver King.
big
He is
beefy
timely right
guy,
now. Yeah.
just like that. That's the best way I describe those videos. They're just on steroids because it's not real growth. It's like
Right.
your YouTube algorithm, and then you're pushing stuff, but it's this great big buff man. What was I saying? My liver king is just data. People like me talking about data. People like seeing that. So what I do is just like market research. Like, okay, I record on OBS, and essentially what I do is I use my stream, how I stream on OBS. I hit record. I don't go live, and I just talk to the camera. I go to screen share, and I'm sharing what people can see what's on the screen as I'm chatting, and I'm going back and forth, and it's like a little more creative. And people think I'm like editing all this. No, it's like I'm on OBS. I have the scene set up. I'm just hitting record on that. I hit stop record. I send it to my editor, or I edit it depending on this how I am that month. And they kind of the audio is a little bit off sync, so they got to sync it, and that's it. You kind of cut it up, slice it up, and put it out. And people like me analyzing the data and talking about that. I don't do the record on the camera, record on your audio different, then combine them. too much work. That's not a quality game for me. I used to record on 4K, do all that crap. It would take forever to process. 1080p, people watching their phones anyways. Just put it out there. And I am a quantity over quality person. Like put 3 or 4 videos out and then just keep going and going, as opposed to just doing one a month and you're so obsessed over it that doesn't do great. Well, it's just only doing one a month.
What about like the 10 best restaurants in this place, or going to interview like a small business? Like, do you do anything like that? Have you done it? Is it effective? You've never done anything like that?
If you have an entertaining personality, I can see how that would work. I know a lot of people like to trash that and say, "Oh, you're a tour guide or whatever." However, if when a YouTube, when I go just talk about a taco shop or something or rated, I would watch that because you guys would make it funny. And knowing YouTube, you probably would get a skit out of it, or you would find a way to bring the owner in and do something funny. But how every other realtor does it, which is super boring and just like they're trying to be like 2020 Barbara Walters style, it's not fun. I don't think no one want to watch that, and you're not bringing any value. So I could see it work in very rare exceptions, like you're known for your humor, and people like watching you do anything really, then that makes sense. But if like most people aren't, well, don't do that. Just stick to whatever you're good at, which you don't know what you're good at. So just start making videos and let YouTube figure out what you're good at and then go through that.
Yeah, the whole restaurant owner thing in interviews, I totally agree with you. I think that was like, I think those will probably start coming back as more kind of edutainment, educational videos are kind of on the horizon, and less skits and comedy as like the market shifts and people kind of want to see what's going on in their community. But I totally agree with you. You do have to have a personality to make that work. If you're just watching some random, agent in Charlotte doing it, and there's no pizzazz, there's no
like, wow, this is nice. These are nice chairs.
Yeah, it's just so forced, that sort of content. So all of you, and by the way, you do have an entertaining personality because first off, you're funny, you're super engaging, you're very confident in everything you say, and then also I've seen your lives, like the ability to go live on YouTube and just talk and respond to comments for 45 minutes to an hour at a time. That's a really, really powerful skill. So talk to me about your lives. What are you doing on YouTube Live, and how did you start like developing that ability to just start talking and responding to comments?
Before I did my first live, I made sure I would try to go live at first, and then it would come out really bad. Like my first 10 or 20 lives, which you will not find anywhere now, are so bad. The audio is out of sync. It looks so blurry, and there was like 5 people there. One of them was like my wife, and it wasn't good. However, I appreciate that because it taught me like how to not do it, how to make sure the OBS is set up the right way, how to make sure your audio is on mono, so it's not just both speakers, not just one of them. I had that issue for a few. And really, I mean, you're not going to like this answer, but just doing it a ridiculous amount of time just works out that muscle. And say, I have probably at least 400 hours under my belt of live streaming. You put me next to someone who maybe is as entertaining as me, but has 0 time in live streaming, I would seem like I have it more put together. Why? Not because of talent, not because of anything else. I simply have done it longer. I have had the hate people come in and just start talking politically. I have had the people completely throw me off with just their question. I've had me overreacting to things. I have had having a guest and me being rude to them. I've done it all. I've just experienced it all, and I know what not to do and to do, and it just comes with the experience. So I think that like 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm not happy with those numbers because there's sort of live streamers that do it for like 8 hours a day. Like one of my favorite streamers is Hassan, and he's on Twitch. He does like 9-hour streams a day. So yes. So just streaming. I mean, if you want to get into streaming, get out of the YouTube real estate space, go watch streamers on Twitch and YouTube, find one you like, watch what they do, replicate it.
Yeah, you're so right. I didn't like that answer. No,
that was a great answer.
Well, at the beginning you said he wasn't.
No wonder you're like
that was horrible. Answer.
No, but you're so right. People always think like, even with what anyone does, whenever they see someone that they want to kind of replicate, they just automatically assume they're going to start and be right at that level. Yeah. Like you have to put in your reps, and experience is the best way. And eating shit and failing is the best way. And we've heard it 1,000 times, you know, like you need
Yeah,
to
hell yeah.
fail so you don't make those mistakes again. And until you fail, and it's going to be awkward and embarrassing, but like if you want it bad enough, that's the kind of thing you have to go through.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I watch your guys' videos and I'm like, damn, like they're just like I know you like you made like the music video like parodies. I watched that and I'm just like almost like a little envy comes out like, man, he's so good at that. Like, and he gets all this engagement and I'm like, I can't like why can't I do that? Well, it's like, well, you probably have done so you probably have not only ones you've released, but you probably done hundreds that you never released because it was just bad. But you have those reps, you have that experience. You know, same with Eric. I'm sure he has like hundreds and thousands of memes he's got. Maybe some have failed, maybe some of them have brought negative attention. But when it comes to a meme, if you and I see one and he sees one, he'll know if he'll succeed or not just because of his experience. So
1,000%. He has
Yeah.
like,
he has
he
meme
can
vision.
tell. Oh my God. It's actually insane.
I actually do have a sixth sense for
Yeah.
what it specifically just for real estate content, which is good because that's obviously what we're doing. But I really know what video is going to hit. And this
Dude,
is
that's the
because
thing,
it's been,
man.
you know,
Yeah.
7-8 years of like, okay, this one's not going to hit because the hook wasn't good enough or the joke wasn't out in people's face enough.
Yeah.
Like Dan sent
Yeah,
me a Grinch
exactly.
video the other day, which I thought was really good and entertaining and funny. But he's like, how did you know this wasn't going to do well? It's like, well, the joke needs to be there immediately for the real estate audience. And the joke has
Yeah.
to spell itself out. We've talked about this with like, you know, Derek Gregory videos who, you know, I love his content, but
Yeah.
sometimes if the joke is not like just so self-explanatory, it's just going to go over people's heads. Like people aren't trying to see like a cinematic thing on Instagram. I mean,
Yeah.
not that Derek shouldn't be doing like the cinematic quality. I just mean like those higher level like stories. People could see that on YouTube and Netflix and everything, but for like a minute long YouTube Instagram video, that could be tough.
Yeah.
And
And that's where it gets complicated. Yeah. No, go for it.
and going off of reps, Javier, like totally agree with that. You know, doing lives, like we got better at lives. Matt's been doing a ton of lives and is getting better each time he does it. Like he'll be on there for 30-40 minutes. And even like when I'm filming these Marketing Monday videos, YouTube videos, I just did a film sesh yesterday. I drove down to San Diego, cameraman, 3 hours, and I was supposed to bang out like, you know, 5 to 6 videos. And there was other agents in the office. The teleprompter was going fast, all these, you know, bullshit excuses basically. But I was horrible. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to use them. And it's just, you know, that happens all the time. Like, it's not like I just sit there in front of a camera and start rattling stuff off. It's like, I'm reading the script. There's a ton of editing that goes into it. And there's just like, you have days where you don't have it basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like a wasted film session. It sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
was my fault
those
completely.
those wasted film sessions are more valuable than the ones you go through because
I
you
know.
learn so much of them. I remember the days when you were feuding with the sunny side of real estate. Remember those
I
days?
like that you call them the sunny side. That's perfect.
Whatever they're
Sunny
called.
side, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever those
That's
guys.
some cookie cutter bullshit over
Yeah.
there.
Dude, I
exactly.
remember back in the day, this guy and Sunnyside or whatever they're called, they would go at it. And I remember in those days, some memes you came out with were a little on the aggressive side, but like you learn, like that's a thing. And whether it's memes or skits or lives or videos, it's a continual game of just repetition. A muscle will not grow unless you do multiple reps. And your first, 100,000 memes are going to suck. You might feud with the wrong person, but at the end of the day, you will end up on top just like you did, Eric.
Exactly. You see where the line is too. Like back then, you could be more edgy because there was less of a following too. So you could try different things out and be like, okay, this is political. Probably don't do that one, or this one's like a little too vulgar, sexual. Like, let's pull back on this a little bit. So it's all trial and error.
For sure.
Yeah. And even like the filming, like the process of it, I found I got so much more comfortable with it when I put myself in an uncomfortable position while filming. So I would start filming my videos, like you were saying, Eric, with people there. And it's so uncomfortable. But once you get over that, it's like you feel like you can do anything. It's like, oh, I filmed, and it just started like my wife in the room. When I filmed my first videos, like I didn't want anyone to hear what I was saying. I didn't want anyone to see what I was doing. But then it just like got easier. And then it just made me so much more comfortable on camera in general.
Yep. Yeah, no, you can tell.
Yeah. So Javier, back to YouTube real quick. How do you come up with all these topic ideas? I see you doing them like based off of the news, like, reacting to Dave Ramsey's take on the housing market or what's going on with Open Door. How are you? I know those are your 2 most recent videos, but how are you?
I know you've done your research.
Yeah,
The last
exactly.
2 videos.
Exactly. How are
He
you?
clicked on it like last minute. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
Harry, let's go.
exactly.
He's on it right
One-
now, actually.
1 minute
I
before.
know.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking down right here. So how are you coming up with these videos? Are you scrolling through Twitter looking for trending topics? Are you going on brokeagentmedia.com? How are you finding these topics?
Yeah, man, I'm going to brokeagentmedia.com and I find the trending topics and I
There
make
we
sure
go.
to email, follow, and join their Discord as well. Is that you guys still doing that?
No.
What,
Yeah,
dude? Your Discord was doing so well.
No, I mean, there was just so much other stuff to do. Like we launched Broke Agent Media in April that I couldn't really contain.
You guys need
that.
to do a Patreon.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
talked about that
Yeah, we
for
talked
You
about
guys,
that.
no,
well with
100%.
Overask.
Yeah.
100%. You guys have all these. I think you have different like podcasts you guys are doing. Yeah, if you guys want the ad versions of it, go ahead. If you guys want the uncut, the raw ones with extra footage, where and you tease that extra footage like when you're actually put it on YouTube, and you're gonna get people to pay you $10 a month just for doing that.
Comment
Not only
below if you
that,
want us to start a Patreon and if you'd pay us $10 a month.
yeah, but you
listen
have to
us
give
talk
people
for another
value
10
though.
minutes.
You
Obviously,
gotta have like
we're not just gonna be
you
sitting
Yeah,
there
we're not just
slamming our
gonna
heads
not
against
give
the
people
mic.
value.
I'm
Javier,
talking
everything we do gives value. What are you
This
talking?
is so
No.
valuable. Every time we
Yeah.
open our mouths, it is non-stop
All right.
free content
All right.
and value. We should be getting paid $100 a month by everybody listening to this.
All right,
$100 a month.
At least throw this
Every-
video a like, for
what,
God's sake.
each $100 each? Or even
No, you can
$100
charge
a
per month.
by
It's per
each
month.
person.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
All right, go ahead, Javier.
No, I like
How
it.
do you
I
come
like
up
the
with your videos.
Over the last 8 months, I recently was called out by my wife because she's helping me with my business right now. She hasn't been checked in a while, and she's like, "Let me see your videos." Like, "Oh, your videos are way different than they used to be." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "They're kind of just like." Basically called me a real estate drama show, just anything that's dramatic happening in real estate. And to her point, my views have gone down this last 6 to 8 months, and that's the reason why. Back when I was doing really well, I would do an educational video once a week, and I would do like a trending topic video once a week, and then I would do a video where I'm like describing someone's situation if they can buy once a week. So I have a format when I'm doing well. How I come up with the video topic is 10 minutes before I record a video. I sit and I think, what the hell do people? I look at the comment section. What questions are people asking me? What is something that I find will give them value? And I go. I don't have a script prepared. I'm very, like we're talking about reps. I have an ungodly amount of reps improvising things that I could literally make a video on the spot. I don't recommend anyone else do that. But for me personally, I sometimes don't even have the topic until I sit down in the chair. Or sometimes I'm just living life, or I'm reading a comment and I'm like, that's a great video. I'm going to note that down. And I literally, as I'm just living life, as I'm getting quick questions asked, as I'm reading and engaging with my audience, which is something that's really important you should do, I get my ideas that way. Even pop culture, even TikToks, what's popular. Okay. Actually, no. And I don't do that. I lied. I was thinking about Matt's like
starts to lie
I know.
halfway through.
I was thinking about Matt's like videos and stuff, and I was thinking maybe someone might find like value in like watching, like, say you've done like skits of like parodies of music videos, or then getting that. But I don't do that. I lied. I apologize.
Well, we do that. We do
skating
look at
on
You
thin
do
ice
that.
here.
Ideas, so
Skating
I
on
know.
thin
It's
ice.
still
What's ice?
value.
I'm in
So
Phoenix.
So pretty
I don't
much
know
what
ice
you
is.
said is you improvise everything, and you're pretty much better
No.
than everybody else. So no one else should
No.
do that.
I said that
Uh,
first. I said that first, but then what I said is, as I'm living a life of a real estate agent, people ask me questions. I interact with people. I see the news articles. I see the comment sections, and even if you don't have a
Yeah.
comment section, I see the comment sections in other people's YouTube videos. I see points that they didn't make accurately, and I'm just fully engaged in the space. And I think of rebuttals for people and things that they should think of instead. And that's how they comes. When I'm not checked in, it is really, I am doing more improvisation, and it works sometimes, but when things are going really well, I'm checked in and I'm just kind of reacting based off what people are talking about.
Well, what you said about your wife was I think it's super important to have someone like that, especially when you're creating content, to like tell you you're not the greatest. Because you see so much of it now, like everyone, oh, you're so great, but you need that person who grounds you and says like, this is not your best. And someone who really
Yeah.
knows what your best is, because that's how sometimes you can't see it, right? You're just
Yeah.
you're in it. You're so involved in it that you can't really see what's going on. And it takes a kind of an outside person to look in and be like, you're veered off the road here.
Yeah, and I just go, well, the Overask Podcast invited me to their podcast, so I must be doing something.
Yeah, we've
No.
actually just looked at your videos from 8 months ago.
Exactly.
We're actually searching the ones now.
Yeah.
We might
It's
might
been a
dump the
disaster.
episode.
We might pull this episode. Exactly.
But
See,
the
Matt,
thing is, she was sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't have that voice, but I have like no one is telling me, what's wrong with my content. I'm telling myself what's wrong with my content because I have an
Yeah.
evil side to me that's constantly self-deprecating and attacking
Right.
myself.
Well,
all
I
day.
tell you too.
Exactly.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
we-
if something's bad.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what he was talking about. You're his evil
You're
side.
the evil side. Exactly. We're each other's angel and devil. What were
Oh,
you gonna
me.
say,
I thought
Javier?
you meant.
Cute.
Yeah, it is true.
But I was going to say that she was so right though, because if you look at my most viewed videos, the top viewed videos are all educational. They're not like this drama channel, like real estate, like the market is going to crash, the market's not going to crash, all that kind of crap. So she was right, and I'm glad you're right. You need to have someone like that, and if you don't have a spouse that can do it, having friends that can do it aren't just going to push you and plug you and do that. So
Yeah.
you guys seem to be
Yeah.
doing that for each other, so that's great.
I love
You
what you
have
said
to.
too about farming from your own content or from your own comment section. That's how I
Mhm.
get honestly 50% of my content now because I'm not being an active real estate agent. So I used to be able to just sit there and come up with like 15 tweets or do something based off of an experience I was having. And now the other realtors are driving the content. So I'll go and I'll look through 200 plus comments or whatever and be like, that's a perfect tweet. Let's do that. So I love that that's how you get your content also.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
You're so lucky you're not doing it more. I was at the point where I wasn't doing it more, but my wife was like, "We're gonna have a baby soon. Let's
Yeah.
move to a bigger house." And I was like, "Okay." And now we have a really nice house. And we're in an area of our house of our dreams. I have a guest house just for my studio, but Daddy's got to work.
I was going to ask you, so
We got to go shake
You're-
those cheeks.
you don't have to give us details exactly, but your monetization, YouTube, you got to be making money on AdSense and views and lives and super chats, right?
Yeah. So
How much is in your bank account right
Yeah.
now?
Tell us, show us a
Uh,
screenshot of your checking account. immediately.
Yeah. And the number.
Yeah.
The way-
And
the
how much
way-
from real estate commissions and how much from YouTube? That's exactly what we want to see.
I mean,
Chart.
I get a lot of money from the cartel, so I can't show you that because it's respect you guys. So essentially, on a bad month, YouTube gives me about 3 to 4K of ad revenue. On a good month, they give me about 8 to 10K of ad revenue. That includes super chats, everything else. Everything else is like micro, a few $100s. Right now, Patreon, I started it a month ago. I'm probably doing $400 or $500 a month right now. Like off the biggest, I think, financial thing I got is the home. So I have an agent referral network basically with Home and Money with BoomTown. Essentially, if people want an agent referral, they go and they click and they fill out. They have already a great network of agents, and I don't have access to who they get talk to or anything, but most of the time they're excellent, and I get paid a percentage of that, and that's basically a large part of what I make annually is there, other than what I sell here in Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, right now it's good. It's not necessarily the money that's bringing in the dough, but it is definitely good enough where there's potential to grow, and it's definitely not bad to have. It gives me the ability to buy a $6,000 camera. It gives me the ability to buy a $500 mic because I can use that money that I'm making there to reinvest into the content. And not stick with the Yeti mic. That's really important. Not stick with the Yeti mic you can buy at your local Best Buy.
As a YouTuber, you
Everyone
should
just
know
check.
to not keep bringing attention to the sound quality. Are you insane?
No, your quality is not
Everybody
bad.
listening, this quality is good. Throw this video.
good quality.
a like for
Just
exploring
just
this
listen to Matt
conversation.
and I and listen to
I know.
It's
Told you
actually
Hanukkah Harry
it's a
is-
Shure SM7B disguised as a Yeti. He's just humble.
Exactly. I don't want to
did it
make
for
a
the
big
joke.
deal out of what we got over here. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Javier,
actually
are
the
you-
one Joe Rogan used.
Exactly. Javier, are you doing anything with this YouTube content, breaking it down? I know you've posted a couple reels.
shorts.
Are you posting them to TikToks? You're doing YouTube shorts. Tell us a little bit about shorts and how
Man,
you're implementing that.
There's so much potential there, but so you guys understand this. You eventually find an avenue or a lane that does well, and what happens is once you've kind of made it, you're like a content creator officially. There's like 1,000 paths that open up. I could 100% focus time into making shorts. I can 100% not cut up videos. That's not what you want to do, but actually make authentic shorts. Hold on, Eric. We gotta wait for Eric. He's turning. He's like wiping his shoe.
I knew you were gonna call me. I'm
Okay.
literally blowing my nose.
Oh, okay.
This guy doesn't miss a beat over here.
Dude, that's so disrespectful. How dare you?
Hey, I did it off camera until you called attention to it.
I don't know what you were doing. It looked like you were smelling your feet or something. Was it okay? Yeah. So I could 100% do that. Just like for you guys, I'm sure you guys can focus on the YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys can focus on the other things. Even freaking, what was that app that came out? The one that you talking?
Be real.
No, the
Clubhouse.
one Clubhouse. Like, there's so many avenues and they're all profitable. But I am just like, okay, I've learned as years doing this, I have this path, and this path is what I'm good at. I want to make sure this path is systemized to the point where it needs very little effort for me, but it's still high quality. Then I can explore different avenues. I have made so many mistakes. I've had people, I go to a seminar, so and so is doing this amount of money from Instagram Reels, so and so is doing this amount of money from Instagram, and then you're just like, all right, I'm gonna do Instagram videos now, and my YouTube video quality goes down, and it's like I'm biting the hand that feeds me to go focus on other things that's not going to give me anything. So me personally, I'm going to continue to have a really good system. Like, I want to perfect my YouTube system so that quality doesn't go down. I'm doing my live streams, everything's performing at a high level, and then once I get a little extra time, I'll explore that avenue. But for now, I'm good at what I do. I want to focus on what I do.
Gary Vee would have your head in a vice if he heard what you were saying right now.
Well, actually, what needs to happen? I'm just kidding. I don't know. You got to hustle.
I agree with what you're saying. I think I focus way too much on Instagram at the beginning, and as these apps evolve, and this is something that Matt and I talk about all the time, especially just from like a real estate agent perspective. If you're not just a content creator and you're trying to actually get leads and build your brand, which you are also, but if you only focus on TikTok and TikTok gets banned, then you had all your eggs in one marketing basket, you're screwed. If your Instagram gets suspended, if your Facebook gets blocked or something like that, then you have all your digital attention in one area, and then you haven't built anywhere else. So I think there still is a way for realtors to like focus on the hand that's feeding them, and then maybe hire a team or hire other editors or something to actually, export that to YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikTok, just so there's a little bit of a safety net there.
Yeah.
But I agree. Double down on what you're good at, but you got to sprinkle it around a little bit just in case
for sure
your YouTube gets suspended or something.
For sure. There is a flaw in that thought process for sure. And that I have, that's just a double down approach. And you're right. You need to have other avenues to kind of pad it in case anything happens. I've had issues with like personally, I know for you guys, this might happen too, or the potential to coach agents pops up, right? Or to create your own little coaching group to, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to succeed on YouTube and get 100 leads on YouTube or whatever, right? Everyone does that. They get a YouTube channel, they get 500 subscribers, and they think they're the next big coach, right? And they start programs, they charge hundreds of dollars, whatever. That's another avenue that pops up. And I guess what I'm talking about is not necessarily social media, but like the avenue you take your videos as well. Like I focused 4 months on a coaching program, and my quality went down, and I regret it. So just try to stay focused, and at the same time, like you said, grow those other platforms slowly in case the big one gets swooped in under you. Funny thing is, it looked like you're sponsored by Crate and Barrel, because on the bottom right of your screen, you see that Barrel logo.
Those are my new
so sweet
plates. My wife and I went and got a lot of plates, different dining plates. They're fantastic. Crate and Barrel is one of our favorite stores.
Use code
and
OverAsk.
this podcast is sponsored by overask.com/Crate and Barrel.
My wife and I got some new plates.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's like some serial killer vibes right there. Huh?
There's a lot of plates. There's a lot. There's like 5 boxes back there. You can't see it. They're fantastic plates.
We're gonna use these plates for all kinds of things. It's like some
actually tune in next week where I smash all the plates live on Overask.
Yeah, if you guys like plates, throw this video like.
Yeah.
See Javier, I'm trying to give them little action points throughout the episode, telling them to like the video. Do you do that in your videos?
Dude, if you yes, always inside jokes. Inside jokes is what I push. I never do like, all right, everybody, make sure to like and subscribe this video, and none of that. Like, you got to go and say inside jokes.
I hope not.
Like now, listen. Now we can say
if that's volume.
I know. If you watch
R.I.P. our listeners' ears.
50s ball
Sorry.
game.
when you got an awesome mic like this, you
Ladies
got to
and
watch your
gentlemen,
volume.
welcome to Chicago Cubs. Welcome to Wrigley Field here in Chicago.
You
Very
guys
scary.
don't have a content creator voice. What's up, everybody? It's me, BrokeAgent.com.
What's up, everybody? My name's Matt Leonetti, and this is how you get tons of views on YouTube.
And then the
That's
intro,
Exactly.
and then like your logo or something.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? You're asking. Oh fuck! I was gonna do a whole. What's up, everybody? You're watching Overass with Javier.
Javier
I
Verdana.
I made it sound like
Express.
caviar, but Javier.
Javier Verdana.
Yeah.
What was the
All
question? Oh yeah. So what do you push?
I don't
Inside
think
jokes.
we've asked the question. In like
No,
5
yeah.
minutes.
No questions.
No.
Yeah,
no.
we get it.
No, yeah, we
No,
get it.
like,
Yeah,
like
you-
I want to say something.
Inside
I want to
joke.
say
All right.
something.
Yeah,
Plates.
Just say it.
If you guys watch it to the very end, please, anywhere in our social media, go just comment plates on any of our posts. We'll know what it means.
This guy is a pro.
Love
He
it.
knows exactly what
He
to do. That's an
knows.
inside joke we have with our audience right now. If you ever
Yeah.
see Javier pop up or Matt
Plates.
or my content, plates. We want it
Plates.
nonstop.
Plates.
Flood the comment
Plates,
section.
Liver
with
King,
plates.
or
Mike.
Mike.
Mike,
Yeah.
but it better be
Eric's
MIC.
Bad Yeti.
Yeah. Exactly. Comment Yeti, actually.
Yeah.
Yeti, plates.
No, but
and Liver
let's
King.
focus on plates. Let's focus on plates.
Okay.
Hashtag plates. All right, Javier. Where can the people find you?
You know what? I'm gonna defer a link, and I'm just gonna say continue to support Overass Podcast.
Oh man.
Two
wow.
amazing content
This
creators
guy
here,
just
and,
keeps giving. This
does.
is a gift.
We
that
will not
keeps
be
on
linking
giving.
up Javier's Instagram or his YouTube in the
need.
description
No
because
need.
that could hurt his channel. Just search for it organically,
No,
like he
just,
said.
Yeah, just
The
look me
YouTube
up.
algorithm will feed his content to you, especially now that we're YouTube buddies.
Yes, I'm sure.
All
sure
right.
they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna tag my name on the post. Just
Yeah.
follow me if you insist, but not support these two gentlemen who bring us so much value every week.
That's right.
Thank
And
you.
If you enjoyed this episode, please leave it a review on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you are listening, and make sure to subscribe to this channel because we are dropping value and having incredible guests like Javier every single week. See ya.
Bam.
The Broke Agent presents Over Ask Podcast.